Welcome back for the post-game show. Tonight's Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week post-game show brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon, Meg Bulger all here at Spartan Stadium in Hempfield Township tonight. And Thomas Jefferson wins this ball game despite a late, furious challenge from Franklin Regional. They win it. They get to go to Heinz Field next week.
And they did it their way. I just took a quick look at the stats, and yes, indeed, I'm looking at it right now. TJ, 51 carries, 302 yards. And you take a look at the flip side, and the team is also built to run the ball. Franklin Regional with less than 195. Like we talked about earlier, when you're a run team, you could probably get a pretty good idea based just on that. Throw in some turnovers, which Bill said would be a big key, and slowing down the run. Again, that's what they wanted to do defensively. That's how you get the win. That's how you go to Heinz Field.
2 100-yard-plus rushers tonight in Hill and Pahanish for Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, you've been tracking Pahanish of late. And those are your numbers, so I don't want to steal them, but I think 113 yards that he had, and 197 on just a monster night for our player of the game, Hill. And again, a defining performance by he and the rest of that staff, that entire offense to make that happen.
Bill Chirpak is going to take another team to Heinz Field. Meg Bulger is on the sidelines with Coach Chirpak right now. Meg?
Thank you, Chris. Coach, if you had a nickel for every time somebody asked you, how's it feel to be going back to Heinz Field?
Well, we haven't been in a while, so I remember how it felt, but it's going to feel really good. But we got a lot of work to do. We're not going there just to be there, so the kids know what our goal is, and we got to get back to work. We'll enjoy it tonight, but we'll get back to work in the morning.
You said at halftime you had to keep that momentum. You couldn't let any slip-ups or anything. Franklin Regional really fought back, but you guys never left the door open.
And we knew they would. They're such a great team, and Coach Botta, he does such a great job. You know, we kind of, at halftime, but we had to come back out and get the momentum, and we stopped them, and then we scored, and I think that really was a big boost for our kids.
You joked around about their trick plays, and but you guys were able to respond.
Yeah, we did, and that was key. Every time that they kind of hit us with something, we came right back, and that's football.
10-game win streak right now. When you opened the season, you lost your first 2 games. What did you learn about your team since then?
I think the kids learned about themselves, and as a coaching staff, we just kind of stood back and let them kind of grow. And I think it was a big, it was a big help to us because the leaders emerged, and we just had a lot of things develop in those 2 weeks that really helped us.
All right, Coach, good luck. Next week's the big week. But wait, actually, I told you last week when I saw you, we were going to get the TV game here. We did it.
Well, then you got to be there next week, too. That's the only way we can do it.
All right. Well, maybe, we can't Twitter anything this week, but cameras are guaranteed to be there.
So that sounds good.
Well, we'll be there. I'll be there. Good luck next week, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Back up to you guys.
And, of course, Meg and Bill know that Root Sports will be there next week covering the game at Heinz Field. They'll have all the championship games, and we wish the best to their crew on the coverage and the great coverage that they supply week in and week out. And, of course, for the WPIL championships, that comes straight from the heart from all of us at Xfinity. 34-21, the final score here tonight. Chirp's team wins it. And right now, let's go to our player of the game, and we've got a tremendous young man who just ran lights out here tonight, 197 yards in this ball game for Quentin Hill, number 32 in the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars uniform. 39 carries, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, and every time they needed some tough yards, every time they needed big yards, they went right to Quentin Hill. And Meg has the star of our game on the sidelines right now, out on the field right now. Let's go back to Meg.
All right, thanks, Chris. Quentin, first of all, how does it feel to be headed down to Heinz Field?
It's awesome, especially just do it with a team and the community behind us is just a great feeling.
Talk a little bit about, in the first half, you had over 100 yards going into the first half. It seemed like the second quarter things really started to click offensively for you guys. What was the difference?
We were just out here, and, once get some plays under your belt like a half, then we get together as a team, and we're all on the same page, and we just work together after half. Yep.
I talked with Coach Chirpak a little bit about, you open the season with 2 losses, and then you go on a 10-game win streak. To the players, what was the big turning point that you really pushed you guys forward?
Well, we all had a meeting, the coaches and the players, and we all just said what we needed to do better. Because we acknowledged that we are a good team once we all work together, and once we just all, put our differences aside and we all got on the same page. It was awesome.
Now, you have a little ketchup on your face. That is not blood that you are seeing on the camera. I mean, I know you got to be a little bit tired here.
Yeah.
Over 30 carries for you, close to 200 yards. Now,
Yeah.
this isn't blood on there.
Nah,
Even though
this
that's a
is
rough
ketchup.
game. This
Yeah.
is all ketchup, but that's got to feel good, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I'm used to smelling sweat after the game, and all I smell is Heinz ketchup. Go get some French fries for that, and good luck next
All right,
week.
thank you.
All right, back up to you guys.
All right, Meg, I'm glad you pointed out that wasn't blood, and I saw that ketchup bottle under his arm. Like that's where he was holding the football earlier tonight. Now he's got the ketchup bottle headed for the North Shore.
The kid's got about 800 yards rushing the last 4 games. I don't care whether it's pork, pig, football, ketchup. He's carrying it, he's toting it, and he's taking them to Heinz Field. And I didn't know that Meg was such a power broker, did you? How about when she said, quote, to Bill Chirpick, "I told you I'd get you on TV this week."
Well, she did.
Oh. Well, she did, I know, but still,
That's why we're here.
Oh. But still, I mean, brash, very brash.
And he acts like he doesn't know anything about tweeting.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, right.
The reason we're here is because of your tweets. We want to thank you so much for getting us here. Saw a pretty good game tonight. Again, Quentin Hill, 197 yards, 39 carries, 2 touchdowns. Pahanish, also a 100-plus yard game. And again, we want to thank Cyril Parham for keeping all the numbers for us here tonight. It's time to take a look at our play of the game. And, it'd be easy for us to pick out a play in which Quentin Hill was involved, but I got to tell you something. Late in the ball game, we saw Franklin Regional come alive, and this is a halfback pass. Actually, what it was a reverse, and they got it into the hands of the wide receiver, and he just let it fly. Stephen Johns let it fly down to Adam Grajewski. That was late in the second quarter, to be precise, with 8 seconds to go. And at that moment in time, Franklin Regional was down 20-0 in the ball game, but they get that score. They get some late second period lightning, and all of a sudden they find themselves back in the ball game. They're down by 13 points at that time, and really it gave them a little bit of momentum to go in the second half. But Thomas Jefferson was able to quash that.
Yeah, they did. They just didn't allow them to have the life that you would have thought. And it really started on the first possession for both teams in the second half. It was a very short possession for Franklin Regional. It was a very successful one for Thomas Jefferson. And that basically muted or balanced out a lot of what happened at the end of that first half, because there was a definite spark. In watching that, and we saw that 3 or 4 times earlier, you could see actually where the coverage overran where the receiver was in the play ultimately went. But a lot of guts there. We've really enjoyed this Franklin Regional team, and I think that their fans should as well. Hey, Chris, real quick, we were doing a lot of thank yous earlier. We got to thank this audience. They've been following us around, and we really appreciate that very much. I said earlier, it's a blessing to be able to do this. I know I speak for you when I say that.
Absolutely.
And my good man here, it is a gift working with this man. And always has, most professional guy.
Thank you. Just
anybody
don't pull
could
my
work for.
headphones off, that's all.
Well, okay, thanks.
It is. It truly is a lot of fun spending Friday nights with you, with our entire crew here at Xfinity. On behalf of all of us, we want to thank you for joining us all season long. And don't forget, we're coming back for basketball. Remember, our Twitter handle for basketball is @HSBasketballPGH. You can start, checking us out on Twitter for basketball season as well. We're going to be here for the WPIL championships. Again, Thomas Jefferson wins it. Our final score here tonight, TJ 34, Franklin Regional 21. Good luck to the Jaguars and whoever they play next week for the WPIL title at Heinz Field. Again, for all of us in our Viewpoint Production Services crew here tonight, for Meg Bulger, for Ellis Cannon, Chris Shublin saying so long for now. We'll see you at the WPIL Basketball Championships in February.